Hey friends, so welcome to my kitchen. So today we are going to make labels with our Cricut to organize a couple problem spots that I have in my pantry. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm going to show you my issues and then we're gonna hop over to the craft table. We're gonna break out our Cricut and I'm going to show you how to cut vinyl, make beautiful script lettering, and then we're going to use transfer tape and apply that to multiple surfaces. So let's go. Okay, let's start by me taking you into the pantry. I have this area of shelving that is so underused. It just has things on it, so paper goods and random cereal and crackers. And then I have this other shelf that was supposed to be for lunches, but it just has stuff. And then I have a drawer that is full of all of these cups that we use some of them, but most of them we don't, so I'm going to purge and then organize the ones that I actually want to keep so that they're easy to get to. By the way, if you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. You are crafting with Kim Byers. Okay, so this is a quick look at some of the things that we're going to make. So we are going to put labels on 3 different surfaces. So glass jars, plastic containers, and then we're also going to put these labels onto acrylic rounds. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I've gone ahead and set up my pantry labels. And so all that I did is I went over into shape. So this rectangle or this square is really the size of the front of my glass jars. This circle is the size of the little circle labels that we used. And then I chose a font. I personally chose the font called Babette. I just really think this is a pretty whimsical font. So what I did then is resized each one of these to fit whatever item I was putting it on. So now that I've done that, you can go into the layers panel and turn off any of these that you've created. And so we'll just turn off the circle. And now we're ready to send these to the mat. So I make sure that I'm in the Cricut Joy and I hit make it. And now I'm given the choice of without a mat, on a mat. And so we're going to be using smart labels. So I'm going to use without a mat. Okay, so that looks good. And now when you look over into the left-hand navigation, you see that this is 15.5 inches. So hopefully we have enough of that on the roll. And then the other thing I want to do is make sure that it's without a mat. And we do not want to mirror image because this is going to be vinyl. And now we're ready to hit continue. Okay, and so now what I want to do is I want to choose the right material. So we're going to hit browse all materials and we're just going to select smart. So here we go, smart label writable vinyl. So now we'll select done and we're ready to go to the craft table. Okay, so here we are on the craft table and I have all of my supplies here. So let's get cutting. We'll just feed, you can see these little edges. I'm not sure, well, you can see that on camera, but basically, because it's white on white, but basically there's a lip on either side. So we just want to feed that into the machine. It will ensure that we have enough to do our project. And it looks like that we do. So now the next thing we want to do is just select go. Okay, so it's done. We'll unload our material. We'll just close up our Cricut and set it to the side. And now what we want to do is I'm going to take a paper trimmer. I like to use a paper trimmer instead of a pair of scissors, especially with this kind of material, because I want to keep it straight and perfect for the next project. And then we will do a straight cut. And now we are ready for our very next set of labels. So we just want to find an edge and you always want to peel slowly. Okay, so I've gotten everything weeded out and I have cut all of them out. It's kind of hard to see white on white, but basically I just trimmed out all of the words. So what we're going to start with are the labels for the wire baskets. Okay, so I have these great acrylic rounds. These are actually Christmas ornaments, but I'm going to use them for labels on my wire baskets. So you just want to take your weeding tool and gently peel off this protective layer. It has a protective covering on it so that it doesn't get scratched and things. So we're just going to peel that off, and there's one on the front and on the back. Okay, so we'll take that off. And the next thing that we want to do is we want to take our transfer tape and we'll peel that up from the side. And let's see, I want to use the paper goods. So let's pop this out of the way. Use the grids as much as you can. Just to make sure that you're getting everything straight. You can use a scraping tool, but I really love a brayer. So we will just pull that away. Very nice. Okay, so now you can see that so much better, right? There we go, paper goods. So I'm going to put that out of the way. We'll move our acrylic round over. Sure that we are centering that. Okay. All right. And now when you peel off your transfer tape, just make sure that you are peeling at an angle. And if anything wants to pop up like that did, just put it back down and then peel from an opposite angle. I find that that really helps. Okay. And voila, is that not gorgeous? Paper goods. And so we'll put a little piece of ribbon in there and attach that to our wire baskets. Then I have one for powdered sugar, and I'm going to do one for chocolate and vitamins. Okay, so next up we're going to take those same designs and our transfer tape and we're going to apply them to glass. So these are anchor hocking jars, and I have two different kinds attached below down in the description in case you guys want to check these out. But these, I really like these for all my sugar. There you go. Like a suction. So I put, you know, sugar and flour and that kind of thing in these types of jars. And then Anchor Hocking also has this kind with the screw off lid, but they have them, you know, just as large as this. And so right now, these are on deal on Amazon. So if you want to go down and check that out. And by the way, I did a live this past weekend where I'm talking about all these different things, and they're all down in the link below. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to clean the surface. So for the acrylic rounds, those were, you know, they had a clear coating on them, so I wasn't so worried about it. With these, I just want to make sure that it's completely clean, especially seeing how I've already been using it, to make sure that the surface is going to stick. And you know what? I'm going to lay it on its side and use my brayer to make sure that it doesn't roll. So I'm just gonna spray it directly on to the surface, and I'm going to clean that up, and then I'm going to give that a minute to dry. And while that dries, we will pick up our design with our transfer tape. And when you are doing a design that has dotted eyes, just make sure that you're picking up the dots as well. So there we go. Okay, so we put that into place. We want to use our brayer or a scraping tool and just make sure that we get in between all of those letters. Grab the edge, peel at an angle. And voila! Okay, and third up is plastic. So these are really great Rubbermaid plastic containers. They come in sets, and this is great for like rice and pasta, all those dry goods, and it is airtight. Hear that? Okay, so now what we want to do with this is we also want to use our microfiber cloth, and this is just alcohol. And so we're going to, and by the way, I'll put these, I'll link these up down below as well. So if you want to get some of these little bottles, I like them because they're like an aerosol kind of spray. So well, let's go ahead and just, well, this time we'll put some on the towel. We'll clean the area, let it dry for a second while we pick up our design. Put this out of the way. Okay, and so now we have our transfer tape. And so now it's time to apply it to our surface. And this being a curved surface can get a little tricky. So you may need to use your scraping tool just because the brayer is going to be like a flat and because this one is curved. So at this point, just to recap, we've done a flat acrylic, we've done glass, And now we are doing a curved plastic. The toughest by far is the curved plastic. Okay, so there we are, vinyl on plastic. Next up, let's organize those water bottles with this great holder that I found on Amazon. It's going to allow me to lay everything on its side and keep the lids on the actual bottle. And I'm only keeping the ones that we're really going to use and just getting rid of extra junk. Okay, and one more thing before you guys go, I wanted to let you know that I did an Amazon Live this past weekend where we talked about all the things, all the glass jars, all the plastic containers, all the things. So if you need any of that stuff, or if you want some of the craft supplies, like the little acrylic rounds, they're half off right now. If you're watching this, like when it first comes out, they're 48% off with a 10% off coupon. So if you want to go over and hop and check all those out, the link is in the description below. And I would love for you to follow me over there if you guys want to be notified when I go live, which means you can talk to me real time. And make sure that you check out the next video, whatever's up next. Bye guys.